Hello everybody, it's me, Herrick Kimball, out here in my mini bed garden on a beautiful early summer day. And I want to show you a few things. First of all, you can see right here in front, I have potatoes that are doing very well in the mini beds. I have straw drying here. It's going to be used as a mulch in some of the beds. I cut that out of the field next to my home here. But we've got pretty good looking potatoes and got really good looking peas over here. See these peas, a pea mini bed. I have a new strategy for pea planting that I tried in these beds and it worked pretty well. But I want to show you something over here about mulching with weeds. Alrighty, so we're looking here at a mini bed with 4 parsley plants in it. And these plants are doing pretty well. They're going to bush up and fill this mini bed in time. Now you can see that the soil is packed down pretty good, and we've got these weeds starting, but they can be cultivated very easily. You want to cultivate the soil after a rain when it's packed down. If your soil isn't mulched, if your soil is mulched, it stays nice and friable underneath the mulch, and there's no need to break the crust like I'm doing here. Now this is my whiz-bang pocket cultivator, and I use this all the time in my mini beds. But I'll show you another tool right here that I bought a couple years ago when I went to the Common Ground Fair in Unity, Maine. This is not an expensive tool, and it actually works pretty well. This is admittedly faster, and it'll fit in your pocket also, though not quite as inconspicuously and easily. So my objective here with this mini bed to begin with is to cultivate the surface of the soil, get rid of that crust. And here I've got a rock on the surface. We'll set the rocks up here and collect them later. Here's another one. Just set it up over here. What I really want to tell you about here is the idea of mulching with weeds. It's an idea that I have done for a few years here in these mini beds, and I'm doing it more and more because it works so well, and it's just so logical. It makes sense. Now these weeds didn't come from mini beds, but I have had weeds grow in the mini beds and get a little ahead of me, and I have pulled them out and I've used them to mulch around plants in mini beds once the plants are established. These weeds now are that I have here are in another part of my garden outside the mini bed garden. Now you do know, if you're familiar with Minibed Gardening, that 78% of this garden is mulched with the plastic, so there are 78% less weeds, which is very desirable. But outside of the garden, the weeds still grow, and they can be put to good use. I've pulled these weeds this morning. It was actually not an unpleasant task because the soil is moist, and the roots came up pretty well, as you can see there. Here I have a lot of vegetation that I could leave it right here on the black plastic, and it would dry down pretty well in a few days, and I could mulch with it that way. And sometimes I do that. But I have also mulched with the green not dried down, like you see right here. And that's what I'm going to do in this mini bed right here. I'm going to mulch with all of this. I'm going to put all of this, you see I got a bunch of bunches here. And so I'm going to pile it in there because it's going to settle as it dries out. And then I won't have to do anything more with this mini bed for the rest of the season. Just harvest parsley as needed and no maintenance. And there'll be a load of parsley that comes off of 4 plants in one mini bed. More than enough for my wife and I. Now let me show you a strawberry bed that I have mulched with weeds like this. Okay, so I have 4 mini beds that I planted with strawberries this year. I have 3 mini beds with strawberries that I planted 2 years ago, and we're harvesting the strawberries now. And after they have yielded, I'm going to plant a cover crop in those mini beds, and then these mini beds will produce strawberries for us next year. Instead of putting 4 strawberry plants in each mini bed, I have put 5. But this mini bed, one of them died. It was here. So I'll let a runner root and get it planted in there this year. So I have a full 5. This mini bed here has 5 plants, and 5 is plenty because they're going to fill the space. That's what strawberries do. That's what plants do. They'll fill the space. And you can see that I mulched this some time ago with this material here, which is rye or oats or something that was in a mini bed that died down over the winter. So I took mini bed produced cover crop and mulched those berries. But right here, I have a mini bed of 5 strawberries again. Here's one in the middle, one over here. And I am mulching this bed with green weeds. Now the other day, I put in some weeds. Look, see the root on that one right there. And they're starting to wilt and die down. And then this morning I picked some more weeds and filled in. So this is a mini bed technique for mulching that there's no drawbacks to this that I know of. The plants love it. The biology in the soil underneath loves all this green mulch, and it works. So waste not, want not. You got weeds growing in the field, you got weeds growing around your garden. Pull them up when the soil is wet and pile them in your mini beds around your plantings. You will have more success. That has been my experience, and it's fun to put these weeds to good use. Okay, everybody, that's it for now.